You're flailing. You're weak.
What the hell? Oh my God!
You know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not in the bit slightest that this was going to disappoint me. A while back I made a video about how Secret Invasion could not work in the MCU. Well, I'm not wrong. This is honestly the most disappointing Marvel project in a long time. I'm not lying. I remember the Cosmonaut Variety Hour did a ranking on all the MCU movies, and I remember whenever he was talking about Civil War, he talked about how that disappointed him. While saying that it wasn't a bad movie, it just didn't live up to the original source material. And back then I didn't understand this until now, because by God, this absolutely ruined the concept. I remember growing up with Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes and having a great adaptation of the comic, having a grand scale event including not just the Avengers, but S.H.I.E.L.D., Fantastic Four, Sword, Hydra, and more. But this is what the MCU has to show for it. While not comic accurate, I thought it would still be a fun spy thriller like Winter Soldier or Black Widow, and would go more in depth for a beloved character like Nick Fury. But it seems this show failed on both sides. There are some positives, but not a lot. I enjoyed that Nick Fury had a great relationship with his wife. I think that was like one of the positives of the show. I like the fact that it showed that they've been together for years.
My wife kicked me out.
Didn't know you were married.
A lot of things you don't know about me.
I'm not sure if this means we should get divorced or we should renew our vows.
I also enjoyed that Talos and Fury had a great friendship that expanded from Captain Marvel. But besides that, this is disappointing. My main point is how they ruined Nick Fury. The fact that they turned this beloved spy and director of S.H.I.E.L.D. that was always 3 steps ahead into this sad old man, it's heartbreaking, honestly. I know they wanted to build him up and, seeing that he was affected by the snap since he wasn't able to do anything against Thanos. I mean, it's cool in theory, but horrible in execution. And even having that implied that Talos and the boys basically gave Nick Fury the cheat codes to success kind of ruins his character. So that's how they ruined Nick Fury. But how did they ruin the other characters? Talos and Maria Hill? They're dead. That's it. Maria Hill wasn't like the coolest character, but I grew up with her for over 10 years from the Avengers, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, and now Marvel was like, see you later, you're gonna die in the first episode of a Disney Plus show, and give no motivation to the finale. So that's it. This honestly should have been a movie. This should have been an Avengers movie built up since Captain Marvel, a way to give this storyline justice and bring our heroes together, because Marvel is lacking in that. Having Captain Marvel deal with her past mistakes and having new bonds between new heroes, this is a huge event and should be treated as such, instead of a low-level Disney Plus show. This is supposed to be a spy political thriller where we don't know who to trust, but it's spelled out for us. We know who is who and who isn't a Skrull, so there's no stakes. In Mightiest Heroes, I remember the biggest reveal was that Dr. Doom was a Skrull and almost killed Iron Man. This show, Rhodey, he's a Skrull. We just know. Instead of Fury using his skills to uncover it and the audience, guessing as well, that's it. He's a Skrull. Doesn't matter. And speaking of Rhodey, the fact that he doesn't even suit up in this show just shows the budget didn't have enough until the finale, where it looked like Free Guy.
1 week, and I gotta tell you, it's coming in nicely.
I remember being so hyped that Nanovi Movie's theory about Rhodey was right after all those years, but at what cost? Because I know he's probably disappointed in this. And speaking of that, are we just supposed to guess whenever Rhodey was taken because they don't reveal it in the show? And if so, that ruins his character. That time with his friends going against the government for Cap and the boys, dealing with his best friend's death, and having a great conversation about Sam, about race and the expectations of Captain America represents, potentially all gone. And same thing goes for Everett Ross. I don't see a lot of people talking about that. With him helping his friends, going against his country and acts for the greater good, that's potentially all gone. This robs these characters of development. Same thing from Far From Home. Fury helping Spidey to become a better hero and stepping up, Fuck you. It was Talos. The main villain of the show doesn't even have a showdown with Nick Fury. Him apologizing for not finding the Skrulls at home, not keeping a promise. Fuck you. It was a Skrull. It was Gaia. In the ending, oh my god, the finale. This ending has to be one of the worst endings to a Disney Plus show. The fact that the show ends with another stupid CGI fight scene, it feels like kids made it up, having powers of beloved characters but none of the heart. And the fact that Gaia is now just like the strongest MCU character ever and probably never mentioned or seen again, it's frustrating. Like, she now has the same powers of Captain Marvel and yet she isn't in the Marvels. And you have more wasted potential from the president waging war on Skrulls and the paranoid humans killing both humans and Skrulls. Why wasn't the show this? This could have been way better. It sounds better. That's what I would have wanted. That's what I would have watched. Even at the end, Fury at the end goes like, oh, the Kree, they're talking about peace treaties. Boy, I don't know where the fuck you pulled that out of. Like, what? This is honestly a disgrace, not only to Secret Invasion, but Maria Hill, Nick Fury, Talos, War Machine, Everett Ross, and any character in this show. 5 out of 10. This is garbage. Do better, Disney. Do better.